Hi, this is Khari, and welcome. What does a psychic, spiritual healing, sacred animals, and a host of other teachings have in common? Have you ever wondered about the ability of someone to look deep inside of you, see who you are, know who you are, have the ability also to look past who you are and look into the future with accuracy? You say, oh, come on now, Khari, this is not possible. Of course it is. It's done every day. Guess what? It's called people who have the ability to see. They're often called psychics. But there's a host of other skills that go along with that. We're entering a new age in our world, and that new age is opening up mysteries that have been mysteries to some, but not mysteries to others. Some say, well, we're going back to the ancient ways of doing things and just updating and modernizing those ancient ways. I believe that that's what's happening. I remember my mother, who many called a psychic, who used to bring women around in a circle, and they would be able to peer deep into the future, call names out, know things that other people simply did not know. They were gifted, some would say, but they were gifted with a deep understanding and a spiritual knowledge. Well, part of this continues today, and it's getting bigger. More and more people are discovering these powers. More and more people are coming forth. As a matter of fact, one of the biggest events in the country takes place in Cincinnati at the Sharonville Convention Center, April 16th and 17th. It's called the Victory of Light Expo. It's a gigantic event. It goes on, but it brings together over 200 readers, healers, and vendors, and visionaries, and people who look deep inside of your soul and look deep inside of who you are. Now, joining me to discuss this is the guy who put it all together, the wonderful Victory of Light Expo. I'm talking about Victor Peruta. How you doing, Victor?
I'm doing great, Khari. How you doing?
Great. It's wonderful to have you with us. You are a psychic. You're a well-known psychic. You've been discovered yourself and your skills and been doing psychic readings for over 20 years. Let's start off with a clean definition. What is a psychic?
Psychics are people who can use their extrasensory abilities to guide people, see what problems are going on in their lives, help them come up with solutions. There are psychics that use all kinds of methods. There are people who are card readers. There are people that focus on health or illness. There are people that focus on the future, communicating with the spirits of those who have died. There are even animal psychics who communicate with your pets, and there are astrologers.
Oh, stop right there. Wait a minute. That communicate with pets?
Absolutely, because a lot of times, what's really interesting about animals is a lot of times they can figure out what we're trying to tell them, but so often we can't figure out what they're trying to tell us.
Oh.
And there are people who specialize in animal communication, so they can help you understand your pet more easily. And a lot of times, I'll get phone calls throughout the day, and somebody's animal has run away or gotten lost, and I can tune in psychically and help them find that animal. And
wow.
So we can help people. We're often the avenue of last resort after people have tried everything else, including doctors and the police and everybody else, counselors. But a lot of people have learned to really respect what we do, and they contact us first, and we can often help them navigate through challenging times in their lives.
I'm wondering, what is it that you do that allows you to communicate with animals? Because I've had dogs, all of us have. I've been around cats. We've all had these beings. And you're right, it is very difficult most of the time to understand what they're saying. They seem to get our messages, but we have very difficult times being able to decode what it is that they're saying. How are you able to do this?
It's really fascinating. It causes a lot of questions, Personally, I believe that animals have souls, just like human beings do. And a lot of people have had communications with their animals after their animals have died. And so with this whole thing about, animals and people, are we really smarter than animals? I mean, a lot of animals have abilities that are way beyond human abilities. They can hear things, smell things, know things, read into situations. You've got those animals you've seen on TV who could smell a cancer cell or somebody who has a disease way before our medical equipment can even detect those sorts of things. So I'm definitely of the belief that we need to respect our animal four-legged friends.
Let's talk about your event coming up at the Sharonville Center. You're bringing together a major league of people who've been involved in these fields, and it looks like one of the best events I've ever seen. It's called the Victory of Light Expo. Tell me about this event.
Well, the Expo is Cincinnati's largest body, mind, spirit event. I put on 2 of these events a year. I've been doing this since 1992, so this is my 20-year anniversary coming up. And it's a great chance for the general public to experience anything having to do with holistic medicine, holistic healing, the psychic arts and sciences.
Let's stop for a minute. When you say holistic medicine, I'm a guy that's always in the words and definitions. Tell me what holistic medicine, and then tell me why is that different from what we would consider regular medicine.
Okay, well, it's really very simple. Holistic medicine treats the entire person, the body, the mind, the spirit, the life, the problems that are going on in a person's life. And unfortunately, traditional medicine is practiced right now by doctors and physicians, not all of them, but most of them are that form of medicine and healing is basically symptom based. So it's all pharmaceutical based, So that person has a problem.
I give you a pill.
I'll give you a pill, and that problem will go away. But it doesn't really go away, does it? It just kind of goes beneath the surface as the symptoms diminish. Holistic medicine treats the entire person because a lot of the problems people are having in their lives are making them sick, not necessarily in a physical way, although that could happen, but sometimes their illness could be something having to do with a guilty conscience or a bad relationship they're in, or bad things that happened to them when they were children and they didn't remember these things. And really, when it comes down to it, a lot of places in the world practice holistic medicine. For example, China, India with Ayurvedic medicine, and it treats the entire person. And the sad thing is today, even psychiatrists who you would think people could go to and talk to somebody about their problems, 80% of psychiatrists merely prescribe antidepressants. And these poor people are drugged. It can help them, but is it really getting to the core root of what really is bothering their lives?
80% of the psychiatrists that I go to see, that anybody goes to see, 80% of them are drug